They smile in your face, shake your hand, and maybe even call you their friend. But behind that mask lies something dark, something dangerous. You've felt it before, the way certain people drain your energy, manipulate your emotions, and leave chaos in their wake. But is it just bad behavior or something far worse? How do you know if the person next to you is truly evil? Stay with me until the end of this video, because today we're exposing the unmistakable signs of an evil person. If you see even one of these signs, run. And if you want to stay protected from such people, hit the like button and subscribe now. Let's begin. 1. They take pleasure in others' suffering. Think about the last time you saw someone in pain. Maybe they were struggling, maybe they were heartbroken, maybe they just had a really bad day. Most people would feel sympathy, right? A natural instinct to help, to comfort, to offer some kind of support. But there are people out there, people who don't just ignore suffering. They enjoy it. They don't just watch, they feed on it. These are the ones who smirk when someone stumbles, who get a thrill when they see someone fail, who feel a twisted kind of satisfaction when they break someone emotionally. And the scariest part, they don't even try to hide it. You've seen it before, that slight smile when someone gets bad news, that hidden excitement when someone's life starts to fall apart. And if you pay close attention, you'll notice these people don't just enjoy watching pain from a distance. No, they create it. They push people toward failure. They stir up drama. They plant seeds of doubt in others' minds just to see them suffer. And when it all comes crashing down, they sit back and enjoy the show. This isn't just toxic behavior. This is something deeper, something darker. This is evil, because a person who thrives on the suffering of others is a danger to everyone around them. And if you notice someone like this in your life, someone who smiles when others cry, who seems energized by chaos and destruction, take it as a serious warning. Because that's not just a bad person, that's someone who lacks basic human empathy. And that's one of the scariest kinds of people you can ever encounter. Now ask yourself, have you ever met someone like this? If so, don't ignore it. Because if they enjoy watching pain, imagine what they're truly capable of. 2. They manipulate without a conscience. Have you ever had a conversation with someone that left you questioning your own memory, where you were sure of what happened, but somehow by the end you were doubting yourself? That's not just miscommunication, that's manipulation. And when someone does it without hesitation, without guilt, without even flinching, you're not just dealing with a liar. You're dealing with something far more dangerous. Evil people are master manipulators. They don't just lie, they rewrite history. They twist facts, distort reality, and make you feel like you are the one losing your mind. And the worst part? They do it so smoothly, so effortlessly, that by the time you realize what's happening, it's already too late. But here's where it gets even darker. They don't just deceive you with words, they use emotions as a weapon. They make you feel guilty for things that aren't your fault. They act like they are the victim when they're the ones causing harm. They will cry, beg, and play the innocent card when it benefits them. And the moment they get what they want, the mask drops, the tears dry up, and you're left standing there wondering what just happened. This isn't just lying. This isn't just dishonesty. This is a calculated attack, a psychological trap designed to break you down, to make you doubt yourself, to keep you under their control. And if you've ever felt like someone in your life is constantly twisting reality, shifting blame, and making you question your own thoughts, be careful, because that's not normal. That's not just manipulation. That is a cold, ruthless form of mental warfare. Now ask yourself, have you ever been caught in this web? Have you ever been played like this without even realizing it? If the answer is yes, then it's time to wake up. because the person doing this to you, they don't love you, they don't care about you, they care about one thing: power. And the longer you stay trapped in their game, the more of yourself you will lose. 3. They have no genuine empathy. Empathy, it's what separates us from something inhuman. It's what makes us stop and feel someone else's pain, even when it has nothing to do with us. But here's the terrifying truth: not everyone has it. Some people are just playing a role. They know the words, the gestures, the perfect "I'm so sorry" at just the right moment. But watch closely, because when no one's looking, the mask slips. Have you ever met someone who says all the right things but never really feels them? Someone who pretends to care when others are watching, but the second they think no one can see, they're bored, distracted, or worse, irritated. That's not just selfishness. That's a complete lack of empathy. And that's dangerous. These people know that real empathy earns trust, respect, and influence, so they fake it. They mirror emotions, they copy behaviors, they say what you want to hear. But it's all scripted. They are performers, acting their way through life, using emotions like tools, pretending to care, not because they feel anything, but because it benefits them. And if you're not paying attention, you'll believe them. But here's where it gets even darker. When you really need them, when you're broken, when your world is falling apart, when you're desperate for someone who actually cares, they won't be there. Because they don't know how to be. They don't feel guilt. They don't feel remorse. And they don't care about your suffering unless it serves them in some way. And the scariest part? They don't see anything wrong with it. Because to them, emotions are just a currency, a way to get what they want. And if you ever find yourself around someone whose kindness feels empty, whose sympathy disappears when they have nothing to gain, whose emotions seem rehearsed, understand this: you're not dealing with a normal person. You're dealing with someone who has no heart. And those are the most dangerous people of all. Now look around you. Have you seen this before? Have you been fooled by someone like this? If the answer is yes, it's time to open your eyes, because real empathy cannot be faked. And if someone can turn it on and off like a switch, run. 4. They create chaos everywhere they go. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to bring destruction with them no matter where they go? They walk into a room and suddenly, people who once trusted each other are now at war. Friendships fall apart, betrayals come to light, and somehow they always find a way to play the victim. Let me tell you something, this is not an accident. Chaos doesn't just happen around these people, they create it, they feed off it. And if you look closely, you'll see the pattern. They whisper secrets that shouldn't be shared. They twist words, exaggerate problems, and plant doubt in people's minds. And when the damage is done, they stand back, act innocent, and pretend they had nothing to do with it. These people thrive on drama. Why? Because chaos gives them power. When things are peaceful, they're nothing. But when there's conflict, when people are hurting, when trust is broken, they're suddenly the center of attention. They get to manipulate, control, and pull the strings while everyone else is too distracted by the destruction to see who started it in the first place. And the worst part? They do this over and over again. They destroy friendships, ruin relationships, and break people apart like it's a game. And then, when the dust settles and they've gotten what they wanted, they move on to their next target, leaving only wreckage behind. So, let me ask you, have you ever met someone like this? Someone who always seems to be in the middle of the drama, but somehow never takes the blame? Someone who turns people against each other, then acts like the helpless victim? If so, don't make the mistake of thinking it's a coincidence. It's not. It's a strategy. And if you let them stay in your life, They will drag you into their storm, because for them, chaos isn't just a side effect. It's the goal. 5. They never take responsibility for their actions. Imagine this. You catch someone lying. You have proof. You lay it all out, thinking they'll have no choice but to admit the truth. But instead of owning up to it, they deny everything. They act like you're crazy, twist the story, and somehow, by the end of the conversation, you are the one feeling guilty. Sound familiar? Here's the brutal truth. Evil people never take responsibility, ever. No matter how obvious their wrongdoing is, no matter how much evidence you put in front of them, they will never admit they were wrong. Because for them, it's not about truth, it's not about fairness, it's about winning. They will shift blame, they will make excuses. And when all else fails, they will turn the tables on you. You catch them lying. They'll accuse you of being paranoid. You call them out for something they did. Suddenly you're the bad guy for bringing it up. They don't care about making things right. They only care about protecting their image, their ego, and their power over you. And here's what makes it even worse. Some of them don't just deny responsibility, they weaponize it. They use gaslighting, fake apologies, and emotional manipulation to make you feel like the villain. They'll cry. They'll act like the victim. They'll twist reality so much that you start wondering if you were wrong all along, and before you know it, you're apologizing to them. But let me tell you something. This isn't just dishonesty. This is calculated. This is someone who will do anything to avoid accountability. And if you keep them in your life, be prepared, because no matter what they do, no matter how much pain they cause, no matter how badly they hurt you, they will never, ever admit it. And in their world, it's not about what's right or wrong, it's only about winning. So now ask yourself, have you seen this before? Have you let someone like this convince you that you were the problem? If so, wake up. Because if someone refuses to take responsibility for their actions, if they twist the truth to serve themselves, if they make you feel guilty for their mistakes, then it's time to stop arguing, stop explaining, stop hoping they'll change, because they won't, and the only way to win against them is to walk away. 6. They dehumanize others. Want to know the easiest way to recognize evil? Watch how they treat people they don't need. Because anyone can be kind when it benefits them. Anyone can act respectful when there's something to gain. But the moment someone has no value to them, no power, no influence, nothing to offer, that's when their true face is revealed. Evil people don't see others as human beings. They see them as things, tools to be used, obstacles to be crushed, pawns to be manipulated. They have no interest in kindness unless it serves them. They have no respect for people they consider beneath them, and if you look closely, you'll see it everywhere. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who changes depending on who they're talking to? Someone who treats powerful people with charm and respect, but talks down to servers, janitors, cashiers, anyone they believe is beneath them. That's not just arrogance, that's dehumanization, and it's a major red flag. The scariest part? This mindset doesn't stop at small acts of disrespect. This is the same mentality that allows people to manipulate, exploit, and destroy others without a second thought. When you stop seeing people as people, when you see them as objects, disposable, unworthy of kindness, that's when real darkness takes over. And it starts small. A cold look, a dismissive tone, a refusal to acknowledge someone's dignity. But over time, this mindset grows. It allows cruelty to become normal. It allows abuse to be justified. And in the worst cases, it leads to things far more dangerous than simple disrespect. So pay attention. The next time you see someone treating another human being like they don't matter, remember this: that could be you one day, because to them, you're only valuable as long as you're useful. And the moment you stop serving their purpose, you become nothing. And that's when you'll see their true nature: cold, ruthless, inhuman. Look around you. Have you seen this behavior before? Have you ignored the warning signs? If so, wake up, because a person who dehumanizes others today will have no problem dehumanizing you tomorrow. And if you think you're the exception, think again. 7. You feel it in your gut. You ever been in a room with someone and for no logical reason, something just felt wrong? Maybe they were smiling, maybe they were saying all the right things, but deep inside, you felt it. That cold, unsettling energy, that gut feeling telling you something isn't right. Your instincts don't lie. Your body picks up on things your mind hasn't processed yet. The tension in their voice, the emptiness in their eyes, the way their presence makes your skin crawl, even when they haven't technically done anything wrong. That's not paranoia. That's your body warning you. How many times have you heard people say, "I knew something was off, but I ignored it"? How many times have you yourself brushed aside that deep feeling of unease, only to later realize you were right all along? That's the biggest mistake people make, doubting themselves. Evil isn't always obvious. It doesn't always come with a villainous laugh or a dramatic reveal. Sometimes it's quiet. It's a calm voice with dark intentions. It's a polite smile hiding a ruthless mind. It's the person who seems normal, but when you're alone with them, something inside you screams to get away. And the worst part, society trains you to ignore it. Oh, you're overthinking it. Stop being so paranoid. Give them the benefit of the doubt. No. If your gut is telling you to run, listen to it, because your subconscious mind is picking up on something real. And if you don't trust yourself, if you let logic talk you out of it, you might not realize the danger until it's too late. So tell me, have you ever had that feeling, that deep primal warning in your gut? If you have, don't ignore it, because your instincts aren't lying. And sometimes the only proof you need is that feeling itself. As we conclude, these signs are not random, they are warnings. If you see them, don't give second chances. Get away before it's too late. Which of these signs have you seen in someone before? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more eye-opening content like this, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Stay safe, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next one.